We are welcome to our Google Doc and Google Workspace training. I am your instructor, Kehinde Oyeronke Oshoba. I'm standing in for Towdah Digital Academy as the principal instructor. So today I want to take you through the Google Workspace environment. And when you open your browser, you make sure you log in with your Gmail address. Okay, you log in with your Gmail address, and of course you should have a Gmail account by now. When you log in into your Gmail account, you're going to have this screen showing you here. Okay, you have your Gmail, you have images, and then you have this Google Apps. This icon here is actually called the Google Apps, and when you click on it, you will be able to see various apps that you can use in your Google environment. So when we click on that, you will see account, search, maps, YouTube, news, Gmail, Meets, okay, and several others. For the sake of this training, we're going to be first of all looking at the Google Drive. So if you scroll down, you'll see the Google Drive here. Okay, this is the Google Drive. So I would want you to click on that Google Drive. Make sure you are logged in into your Gmail. Okay, make sure you have logged in. Your browser has your Gmail logged into. All right, and then you click on the Google Drive. So that's where we are starting with Google Drive. All right, so when you are in this Google Drive environment, what you want to first of all get to understand is like the Google Drive is like your house for your documents. Okay, that's where you house all your documents. And so in the Google Drive, we have what we call folders. Just like in your normal working office, you have folders where you keep files, and inside those files you have documents that you have printed out that you keep in them. So you could have various folders, okay, that you're going to be putting files into. So that's what the Google Drive environment is all about. So you see here, home, I'm using this to teach. Is a new account that I opened, and I just want to use you to teach us so that we understand. So this is your home, and then my drive will now bring you to where your folders are. So you can see computers. So maybe you can have computers that you use, that you use in your office or wherever you are, and then you can sync up the information, meaning you can let Google Drive begin to have information from your computer, okay, shared with me. When, for example, I send you a document, you are going to see it here shared with me. So when you click on it, you will see documents that was shared with you from another user or somebody on your team. Then recent is maybe documents you have been working on. Start is when you actually, click on the star icon on a particular document. Maybe you want to go back there, or it's a very important document. And spam is like any other thing that you use in your email. And then trash, and then you see your storage, which is how much space you have and how much you have used up. Okay, so for the sake of this training, you need to understand the environment around the Google Workspace so that when you start to use this Google Drive, you will know what you are looking for. Okay, for now, let me just bring us to where you would create your document. That's the most important for now, how to create your folder and then your document, and how to be able to move around the document. You get used to the environment as you go on. So on your on our Google Drive, go to my drive, okay, and then we're going to click on this new. You see this plus sign here, new. All right, so here, this is where you create a new folder. You can upload a file from your computer or your phone. You can upload a folder. So you can create a Google Doc, which is a document that you're going to type and do all the things. Then Google Sheets, when we start to work on maybe calculations or scores for your students, we're going to come here to Google Sheets. For some of us who may be conversant with the Microsoft environment, the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, what we use on our desktop computers before the cloud environment started off. So the cloud is where we are with Google, and that's why I decided to use the Google Workspace so that you can use it anywhere you are. So the difference between what we used to do back then with the Microsoft Word and all of that is that you can only have them in your system, your computer. You can't have them in the cloud, although Microsoft also have their own cloud environment now, which is the OneDrive, just like the Google Drive. Okay, some are paid, some are also free, but we want to concentrate on the Google Workspace because it's all free and open source, like we normally call it. So the Google Doc is the equivalent of your Microsoft Word for those who have used it before. The Google Sheets is the equivalent of your Microsoft Excel, and the Google Slide is the equivalent of your Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so for now, those are the three we're interested in. Later on, you'll get used to other things, Google Vids, Google Forms, and so on and so forth. You can also see Google Drawings, Google My Maps, Google Sites, and all that. For now, let's concentrate on the Google Doc. So we want to create a Google document right now. So we come here, click on Google Doc. All right, so you can see the environment. You have untitled document, meaning that this is a new document. We haven't named it at all. Okay, I would even want us to go. Okay, let's go back to my drive again. And before we get to creating a document, I want you to create a folder. For the sake of our work, we're going to create a folder that is called what do we call it now, so that we're able to have everything in place, every one of us. So we click on this new, and we click on new folder. Okay, new folder, you can see there, new folder. So we're going to name this folder AI training. All right, let's name it AI training. So when you type it in there, then you click create. Click on create. Good. So right now we have a folder named AI training. All right. So you can right click here on this folder, or you click on this three. You can see these three dots here. All right. So the three dots shows you what you can do on a particular folder or a particular file. So we can have download. You can download this folder we just created into your computer. You can rename it. You can summarize, which is a new feature. You can share. We'll talk about that later. You can organize, and you can get the folder information. So let's click on organize. You don't even need to click, just put your mouse to bring out that organize. And what this can do is that you can move this folder, you can add shortcuts, you can add to stead. This is where you click stead so that you can have that starred, so that maybe it's a very important document. But for now, what I want us to do is to color this folder, okay, so that you can differentiate your folders even with the color. So let's click on the red color. It's called this cardinal. Fine. So you can see that this AI training folder is now having a red color. Okay. So now we want to make sure why we need to create folders and files is to keep your work organized. For example, all that we're going to be doing in this training, you may want to put all of them into a particular folder so that when you're looking for them, you are able to find them. All right. So we've created a folder. I hope you remember what we did. You click on new, then you click new folder, and then it brings out that box, and then you type on it. So we're going to open this new folder now so that we can now save our document inside this folder. I hope you're getting it now. So let's double click to open this folder that is called AI training. So now the folder is opened, okay? And we want to now create a file. So we click on new again. While this folder is, you can see my drive is where we created the folder called AI training. So inside the folder called AI training, we want to create a file or a document inside this folder. Now you click on this new again, and then you now click on Google Doc. All right, click on Google Doc. So it's going to open that for you, and close that other one we opened earlier. So we click on this now. So the folder now will have a file inside it. Now we have to name this file. We have to name this file. Maybe we can call it module 1. Okay, let's just call it module 1 to represent the first module in this training. Okay, once you click on that, then that's good. Now, another beauty of the Google Workspace environment is like as you are typing and creating stuff, it is saving it automatically. So you don't need to be afraid if you lose a document or something. As long as your internet is on, your files are going to be saved automatically. Okay, all right. So we can look at that. This is where you can also start the document for whatever reason you may need to start it. Maybe it's a very important document or any other thing. So now we have this file, module 1. All right. You can, yes, as soon as you click enter or you click inside it, it's going to save. Now you need to take note of this little icons here. This icon says you can move this file into maybe another folder, and this one you need to be sure that it's always having that check mark like a cloud, like a check mark in the cloud, and this is what tells you that it is being saved. You can see there it says see document status. So if you click there, it will tell you all your changes are saved to the drive. Okay, the document is ready for offline use. All right, so that's good. So you need to take note of that. So now in this environment, I need you to take notes of some of the things here. You can see file, edit. If I click on them, there are different commands that you can give your file. So if you want a new document, for example, you can click on that new, okay, and you can even, under that new, you have help me to create. These are new AI features, and you can also create from a template. All right, if I click on template, you'll see different things. The templates are already built documents that you can just edit if you don't want to start from scratch. So if you scroll down, I'm sure we could even find like a class note. Yes, look at this: business proposal, campaign brief, case study title, class notes. All right, competitive analysis, work contacts, and all that. These are templates already built. You can just click on it. All right, like if I click on this class notes, for example, you see there that it gives me what I can start to work on immediately. All right, and then it says I can insert it into my document. All right, so you can see. So once you like this template, for example, you just click on insert. You click on insert and it will go right into your work. You can see the beauty of working with the template there. So once you have a template on, all you need to do is to click typing, changing. You can, like you see notes now, can decide I want it in another form. I can delete this and that and all of that. So that's all you do with the templates. You can just click to delete, to add, and all of that. That's very simple. Okay, so that's module 1 with a template. Let's create another document that we're not going to use a template to do, just something that we will type. So I'm going to click file. I'm going to click new document. All right, new document. So once again, you save it. Let's assume you want to save it, maybe like module 2, for example, or yeah, just you can name it whatever you want, but I'm just teaching you how to move around this. So you type in there and press enter, okay, and then you can already see also save to drive and the ability to move it wherever. So all you need to do here, you can ask this is like an AI inside the the Google Workspace. You can tell it to generate a document. You can tell it to write for you. You can come back with templates and all of that. Just press enter on that to remove all of that and just let us type. Okay, it says help me write. All right, so for example, we already have what we want to type. All of these things, you will explore it all on your own and see how easy it is. This is all AI at work. But right now, let's assume you just have something to type, for example, maybe your CV or a document or your class notes or something. All we not just do is make sure that you have this is the cursor blinking ready for you to type, okay? And then you can put on your capital letter or what have you and just type module 2, okay? Module 2 lecture notes, for example. All right, so that is done. Now we want to move around editing, okay, editing that text that we just typed. So what does it mean to format a text? You want to make bold, for example, you want to underline, you want to centralize and all of that. So anytime you type, just like in your phones, of course, you press the enter key to take it to the next line. So we want to format this a topic. You highlight it by clicking on your mouse and covering it up. And then, for example, you want to make it bold. You can see all the shortcuts there. B for bold, you make it bold. You can put it in italics. You can underline with this U here, and you can change the color of the text by this A that has the black color. If you choose red, red begins to show under it. This is where you change colors. All right, if you want to change it back, you can put it back maybe on blue, for example. And this is the highlight color. You know, for some of us who like to mark when we are reading, you use a marker and you highlight a particular text. This is what it's all about. So you can choose the highlights and give the highlight maybe like yellow, and then you can see there that you already have a highlight over your text. You can also come here, you see Arial. This is the font, which is like the handwriting you want to choose. You click the arrow and then you can choose any of this handwriting. Some of them have some other things that the arrow shows you that it still has some options. So you put your mouse and drag, and then you come choose maybe semi-bold, just like an option, okay? You will have to always remember to highlight your text, all right? I mean, to cover it up, if you want to format it, you use your mouse and drag, and then you come to the fonts. For example, Comforter, okay? Comforter is the name of this one. We have several names there, so we want to choose semi-bold, for example. Okay, so that's it, and you can make it still bold if it's not bold enough, and you can also still change the font to another font if you don't like that one. Okay, can keep changing that. You can now increase the font. This here is the font size. You can either type in what you want, or you can click the plus sign, and then if you keep enlarging it the way you get to what you want. If it's too big, you can also change. You can use the minus or reduce sign to reduce it, and then, or you can, if you have a particular size in mind, you just type it in there. Now, working in Microsoft, I mean, Google Workspace, you can choose what we call the title text. Maybe you want a title text, you want a subtitle, a heading, heading 2. So for here, we want to choose title. You can only have one. You can have one title, and you can also have what we call a H1. Okay, you can only have one H1 per document. You can have many H2s and H3s. Okay, so you can have a subtitle depending on what you're doing. For example, you are writing a blog post, you will need all of this very importantly. All right, so this is title, text. You can still decide to make it bold or change the color like you want to, like we did earlier, and so on and so forth. All right, so now we know how to format our text. You can also insert a link. For example, you want to insert something from maybe YouTube, for example, you type the name, and then you have the link from maybe YouTube. You come here and put your mouse over it to cover the text, okay? And then you click on here for insert the link where you want the people to go to. Once you click insert link, it will ask you to paste the link. Once you paste the link, it will actually take you, for example, you can see these apps on Google Play, YouTube. So what it does is that once people click on this in your document, it will take them to that link that you put in there. All right, let's see what else you may need. You can add, bring in an image. You click on insert image. You can ask it to generate an image for you. That's part of the AI that we're talking about that you need to get used to. So for example, you can upload from the computer, you can search the web, you can bring in another image from your drive or from your Google Photos or camera or whatever you. So you can, let's upload one from the computer before we ask it to generate for us. So let's see an image that we may need here now. All right. So let's just bring in this image. So you can see that image inserted, but it's too big. So what do you do with images? You click on it and you reduce the image. All right, you put your mouse on the edge. Don't reduce image from the under like this. It spoils the image, okay? Always reduce it, unless if you are just cutting off the unnecessary stuff with what we call the crop, okay? But if you are reducing, you just put your mouse here on the edges and reduce. So let's scroll back up and see what we're doing. Reduce it, reduce it, reduce it as much as little as you want it to be, okay? And if you want it to be, we want to centralize, what else do we need to know about? Okay, so this is image. So supposing you want to, this we'll call alignments. Either you put it to the left, to the middle, to the right hand side. You can see there. You can do that also with your text. If you want the text to be centralized, or to the right, center, to the left. So all of this is what we call alignment. Right align to go to the right. Then you need this full alignment when you are working with full paragraphs. Let's take this back to middle. All right, so let's do some little typing so that you would be able to move around text and say this is my first training with Google Workspace, and I am creating a Google Doc. All right, so the same things we did, we could do this in this text, make it bold if you need to, increase it, and now you can want to bring in line and paragraph spacing. So you want to increase the spacing in between the lines. This is where you do it. You can have a double spacing. You can see that double spacing. All right, add space before paragraph, add space after paragraph. These are all self-explanatory. And then let's say you have some things that you want to know, like, okay, these are some of the things. Let's say these are some of the things I am learning. Put your what do we call that again? Colon. And now it's something you want to maybe number, or you want to make it into bullets that you want to highlight. Okay, so you can say formatting. Okay, you can either start with numbering by yourself and say 1, formatting, and then 2, underline. Okay, 3, fonts, etc. Or you can just type, okay, formatting, that's the wrong spelling, underline, fonts. So when you've typed that, for example, you can highlight it and now come to where you can either give it a bullet. You choose a bullet style, you can see that, or you want to number it, then here, up here, you choose a number style. I hope you saw that. So that's how to work with bullets or numberings in your Google Workspace. And you can see this 100%. This is how big or small, or how you can fit in the document into your screen. All right. So 100% is always it for me. You can choose whatever works for you. Of course, this is the undo. So if you've done something and you want to undo, you just click undo, and you can see that the numberings change to bullets. And if you want to redo, that's it, you redo. All right. So this is to print. If you want to print your work out, you click on that print. And then if you have a printer or whatever, you can check to it. And if you want to turn your document into a PDF, you can also use this. And once you do it, you say print to PDF. And once you print, all it will do is, you not print it out, it will just create a PDF document for you. All right. So that's that. This is a very interesting icon, which you may not know unless someone shows you. We call it the paint format. So what this does is that, for example, if I have a formatting on this, which is maybe let's see, lobster is a font name. Yeah, let's say I have that. Maybe that's like my heading, for example, and I want to have it again, and I don't want to start putting the formatting one by one and go back again here and choose the name of the text or the font, the size. All I need to do is highlight this one that I have formatted, click on this paint format icon here, like a print brush, click on it. And what it will do, once you click on it, it must show you, right? You can see that you double click and to show you that like you want to paint something. So you now click on the text you want to paint. Maybe you hold down your mouse, the left mouse, and cover it up. And what you have is that formatting coming to the other one. If you double clicked on the paint formats, it won't go until you click out or click back. So you can see after that I can still do the second one. Okay, you just hold down your mouse or double click again, and you can see that. So that's how to use the what we call the paint format. All right, I'm trying to let you see the most important things you need to learn. Editing. So all these tools we have here, most of them are already in this menu. So the file, for example, we can click a new one, or you can open the document you worked with before. You can make a copy of this document. You can share, which we are going to see very soon. You can email it. You can download it. And if you want to download this, you can either download it in a Microsoft Word format, Open Doc, rich text format, or the PDF format. The difference between the PDF and your normal doc is the PDF helps you to lock up all your text. It does not move. It's fixed, and you can use it anywhere. But the Microsoft Word means that probably you still want to edit that document, so it's going to move. Some things will shift, all right? And download it as a plain text, as a web page, as an EPUB publication, or Markdown. Okay, you can also rename, you can move to trash. You can check the version history. Version history is another interesting advantage of working in the Google Workspace. If, for example, you did some work today or tomorrow, and then you thought, oh, I don't want this that I did today. So you can come back to probably yesterday or 2 days ago and ask it to, go back and give you that particular one you want and discard what you did, maybe today or tomorrow. Okay, so you'll need to explore some of these things by yourself. I'm just showing you around. If you want it to be available offline, maybe download it, you click here, and so many other things that you can do. A page setup, for example, you can choose that to have it will be portrait or landscape, which is like the wider version. Okay, paper size, you can have a paper color that you want the background to have. So when you click in there, okay, it will change the color for you. We'll come back there later. I don't know why it's refusing to change the color at this time. All right, so we click OK. All right, we click OK. Let's try to see that color again. Pageless. So if you don't want the pages, yes, you can now, it will remove the pages. So I think here we can choose the color. Yeah, we can choose the background color, working with pageless. Okay, so you can explore different things there that you can do on your own. All right, so view is editing mode. All right, so you can click on that view and you can change the mode of your document. Right now we're on the editing mode, meaning we can edit our document. Suggesting maybe when, okay, because another advantage of working with Google Workspace, Google Doc, is that you can invite others to work on your document. For example, if you are a teacher and you are submitting your lesson notes that you did with the Google Workspace and the Google Doc, you can send it to your supervisor and you'll be choosing the suggesting mode. Okay, the suggesting mode will be showing in your supervisor, so that maybe he wants to check one or two things that he wants to comment on in your lesson notes. Okay, so by the time it gets to the supervisor, we'll show you how you're going to open the document so that the supervisor can comment on it. So at that point, it will be showing that you are just, the supervisor is suggesting. And if it's just to view, then you won't be able to work on it. So I don't want you confused. I just want you to know the basics, okay? And then later on, you can begin to explore the other things, okay? Insert, this is where you can insert your image like we did the other time, or you can ask it to generate an image for you, okay? Cover image. Yes, you can ask it to generate for you. You can insert a table. Let's try to insert a table. Let's take this back. The paint format is still showing. All right. So if you're inserting anything, make sure you know where your mouse is. All right. So you can insert a table, and what makes a table is rows and columns. So here you can see whatever you are covering is what is going to show on your screen. So I'm covering a 4x4 block. So if I click on enter, it will come on my table like a 4x4 block. So it's so easy to insert a table, but you need to know what you want to put into the table. You can type in here days of the week, for example, time. You just move around with your mouse or with your tab key on your keyboard. Okay, so you type whatever you want, you know, time, and so on and so forth. So that's how to insert a table. So you can see several other things you can insert here. Okay, audio buttons, link, drawing, chat, symbols, emoji. This is where you insert emoji into your Google Doc, special characters, equation, and so on and so forth. So when we come to format, all that we did there, you see it there: text, paragraph, align, paragraph spacing, paragraph style, okay, bullets and numbering, switch to pages again. Okay, let's do that, and then you'll see the pages all there again. So you can see all that we have been doing. Then you have tools. You can ask it to proofread for you this document. This is where you count your words, because some documents will say you should have a particular number of words. So this will count it for you, all right? And some other things. Okay, voice typing, we're going to use this very soon. So this is where you find voice typing, just like on your phones, when you click on the microphone to record a voice note. In Google Doc, you can also create a voice document. Okay, audio, Gemini, we are going to look at this while we're talking about other AIs that we're going to be using for lesson notes and so many other things. All right, so for now, this is what you need to know in your Google. And if you need help, yes, help, document help, you click on it and type whatever it is you need help with. Very, very simple environment. So when you're done with your document, you need to learn how to share the document. Apart from download, you may want to share the document with another, with your supervisor, with a colleague or so. So you come right here, okay, and click on share. Click on share. All right, so this is very important. You click on share, and you can say add people, groups, and calendar events. But for now, we want to share this document with another user, for example. So people with access. So I am the owner, so I have access. But now you want to give other people access to be able to see this work, or to comment on it, or to view it. So how do we do that? First of all, you have to learn to remove the restriction. You can see here it says restricted. Only people with access can open with the link. So we're going to copy the link, but we need to remove the restriction. So we click restricted here, and then we will now change it to anyone with the link. So if you click on that, you can see now it says anyone with the link. Anyone on the internet with the link can view, because there is a viewer option. You see that there is another arrow here. So if you want a commenter, maybe your supervisor or somebody else that will need to give an input into your document, then you click a commenter role. So it will change it. It says anyone on the internet with the link can comment. Then if you want an editor, someone that will actually type on it and change what you've done, then you click an editor role. So it will also say anyone with the link can edit. So I hope you see the difference. This is very, very important. All right, for example, you are sending in your CV, make sure that what you have there is view, for example, because you don't want anyone changing your CV. All right, so very, very, very important. When this is done, depending on the role that you're giving the person, all right, so you can copy the link now, copy the link. So if you're not sending a link, you can put an email here. Okay, you can put an email here, and it will show, and then you can now give a message and say, please edit this document as you deem fit, or please check the doc. So if it's an email, all you do is just click on send. But if it is not an email and you want to copy the link, then you just come back to this share, and remember to always click to remove the access, and you click on copy link. And so you can say link copied. So once that is copied, you can go to any of your, maybe your WhatsApp, for example, and paste that link that you just copied and send it to whoever it is you want to send it to. All right, all you need to do is click on anybody you want to send the link to and send it to them. All right, that's what we do. So let's say I want to send to okay, I'm just going to click on any of my contacts and I'll place the link. I just wanted you to see that, and then you just can see it will bring it up for you, module 2 lecture notes, and then you click on send, and the person is going to have that link to this document. Okay, so this is the Microsoft Doc, the Google Doc environment. I'm sure by now you know what to do around here. You can see this tab. For example, you can name it and bring in another tab. Maybe there's another document you want to work in the same environment. So we have tab 1, which has the first document, and then we have tab 2, which is another, maybe like a page 2 or page 5 or something that you want to have separately. So this is the Microsoft, I keep saying Microsoft, forgive me. This is the Google Doc environment, which you're going to be using for your letters, your CVs, your lesson notes, and what have you. I hope that you have been able to learn something in this Google Doc and how to open it. So that's it. It's saved, it's in the cloud already. So anywhere you go on the face of the world, you can always, retrieve this document. Once you are logged in your Gmail, you go to your Google Doc like we did earlier on, and then all you need to do is to come to your environment, okay, and find it there. So we started here. Let's go there and I'll show you what we have been doing. So we started here. This is our Google Doc and this is my drive, and we have our folder that we created, and now this is our module 1 document. So I hope that you've learned how to move around your Google Doc environment. Thank you, and see you in the next video.